Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Reviews. This is the second part of our quote-unquote retro review for MakeToys' MTCM-04 Guardia, which is their homage to the Transformers G1 Defensor Combiner team. I don't think Defensor was season 1. I'm not sure. I haven't watched the G1 seasons in a while. So I don't believe he was one of the very first ones, but he was there. He was a G1 combiner team. So who do we got? We got Katana, Blades, Groove. No, this is Rover, Streetwise, Hotspot, or shoot, Vulcan, which is Hotspot, Highman, First Aid, and then we have Axel, which is Groove. So 5 bots, really cool combiner, and they're a lot larger than, well, significantly larger than the rest of the MakeToys combiner teams. So we'll go shortest. Shortest here is 5 1/4. Tallest, I'm just going to the head, not the big shoulders or anything like that. He is about 8 1/4 from what I see. And I happen to have a Quantron here that's in its bot mode. So 1 second. Alright, and this isn't even the shortest of the group. This is Blind Fire. So, yeah. And he's from Quantron, which was their Computron. But you can see here, this is more average. Just over 4, between 4 and 4 1/4. And again, the shortest here is 5 1/4. So, got an inch difference there just at baseline. So what we're going to do, these reviews, I want to keep them short. Again, this is retro review, not going over transformations or really anything too in-depth, but just really wanted to go back over these, highlight it because I've fallen back in love with this set, and, you know, some things about my review techniques. You'll notice the backgrounds are different, this, that, as well as my photography have really leveled up in my opinion, and seemingly the opinion of my viewers and stuff like that as well. So just wanted to give it another view under a new lens, literally, and see what you guys think as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off with the big man Vulcan. Again, Hotspot. This makes up the torso as well as the majority, well, not the majority, but it makes up the torso as well as the base of the legs for the combined mode. Alright, and a lot like Metal Storm from the Quantron set, he's able to use parts of the combined mode, like the feet here, the heads back here, and he's got like missiles and stuff like that attach to it as well. Just as, I don't want to really call them fluff or filler pieces, but armor, we'll call it that. So he's very similar to, again, Metal Storm. And Metal Storm is right here. This is the torso piece for Quantron, which is their Computron. And you can see he also has the feet on the sides of his legs and things like that, as well as a big, this becomes like a bow and arrow kind of deal, crossbow for him. So pretty cool, but you can see the size difference on average of these bots. Again, this is the big man from Guardia, this is the big man from Quantron, and even though the combiners themselves aren't that great of a height difference, the individuals are. So you guys can see what he looks like without some of these other pieces on. Oh, clip that backpack back. And he's not back heavy, but yeah. Okay. We'll also take the weapons out there and get those missiles out. Okay. And there he is at base. Pretty cool. Again, height-wise, look into the head. About 8 inches there from what I'm seeing straight on. Articulation-wise, pretty cool stuff. I'm not going to go over full articulation and stuff like that, but he's pretty much got everything. Double-jointed elbows, ab crunch, and whatnot. So that's pretty cool, too. Skirts that move in both front and back. And that actually pegs in tight, but obviously I'm playing with it, trying to do it fast. Single-jointed knees, but yeah, overall, just good stuff. Very articulated. To end this, we'll get them all in some action poses and stuff like that. Close it out, but yeah, overall really strong bot, both as a member of the team and an individual. All right, and here's Katana. Really cool stuff. I like that he not only has the two blasters, two big blasters, with long implied magazines and things like that. He also has a sword and a holster too. So this guy's pretty loaded on top of being super articulated. So he has like the double jointed elbows and everything like that. He also pretty much four of five of these bots have ab crunch and stuff, but just plenty of articulation. This is the one that I feel is the standout of the group. I think it doesn't have, you know, because they all offer like the things like the advanced articulation and stuff like that, but he's so loaded with weapons and his design is so unique that I feel like he's just standout. He's the one that I would choose as like a desk bot if I had to. Now with the sword, it's just one of the blades, it pops out. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to store the blasters on them in bot mode, not that I can think of off top, or I've seen at least. So somebody creative has something, by all means, school me. But yeah, so you can give them a sword as well. Now, at one point, I don't know if the ones I'm using, this came with two. One set of the blades are replacement blades because apparently there were some kind of issues with them. I don't remember what those issues are. I don't remember him having breakage issues or anything like that. But yeah, so you get two sets of blades with most of these. And apparently one set's better than the other. I can't tell you if this is the regular or replacement one, whatever, but they both seem to work fine for me. But yeah, pretty cool bot, blades. And next, we're moving on to High Med. Their homage to First Aid. Pretty cool aesthetic. Oh. And I think it's because they're both limb bots. He has like the exact same articulation as Katana. I've just never been that fond of, you know, his robot design in general. But I think that this MakeToys really did a good job of giving their spin on it. I mean, it's my favorite First Aid to date. Okay. And he's really not like loosey-goosey or anything like that. I'm trying to go through this fast, so I'll take the blame for a bit of that. His ankles could probably, feeling them now, use a little bit of the Kiki joint polish. Link to that should be on my Amazon store in the description box. But overall, yeah, single weapon here. And he's definitely, I know I said I'm waiting to the end. Oh, one thing. I came out of this because it'd been a while since I had played with it, haven't rebought it and stuff like that. On him and Katana, the waist is actually below the actual waist, so it's below this hip skirt right there. So I thought that they didn't have waist articulation at first, and then it wasn't until I was playing with the combined mode that I was like, oh crap, they really do rotate there. So pretty cool stuff, really nice articulation. Okay, and here is Rover, their homage to Streetwise. And I would say he's the weakest because he is, quote unquote, just standard. Everybody else has such advanced articulation, this and that. I feel like aesthetically and articulation wise, because he doesn't have like the ab crunch and stuff like that. And pretty much that's all he's missing from being up there with the other bots. But again, the standard on this set is so high with the individual bot modes that even being average is considered low. So don't think of it like bad. Good to bad. It's more like good to bots that are just great, that go above and beyond. So yeah, he comes with the two blasters. All right, ratcheted knees, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. Okay, and second to Katana, this might actually beat Katana as my actual favorite. Axle. You know, if it weren't for the inherent issues, which you can read about on, you can go to TFW 2005, look up the MakeToys Axle article, I guess thread on there with discussion about them. Pretty much anything on this thing that's like painted silver, like the kickstand, exhaust pipe, the struts that connect the feet to the heels, they all break. They are this material. Oh, the handlebars too. Shit, the torso. They're die cast, but they're made of this material that literally, for whatever reason, just disintegrates in people's hands. So I've had to do a lot of fixes on my personal copy here. Yeah, because it came broken at the torso. Luckily, got a replacement torso. Replacement handlebars came with Vulcan. Just happened to have things like kickstand and exhaust pipe lying around because I think even before I went through multiple of them. So those pieces were in a drawer. But yeah, like with the struts here that connect the feet to the heels, man, those were rough. Lots of epoxy and stuff like that used, multiple attempts, but he's finally at a point where he can pose fine, transform fine, look fine. Like, he is up to snuff now, but man, it shouldn't take that kind of work. I hope if MakeToys does reissue this set, because they've had a reissue listed for like 2 years now that they keep delaying. I hope it comes with all fixed parts with new material, this and that. None of this junk diecast or anything like that. But single blaster, I feel that this aesthetic is a pretty blatant RoboCop nod, even though it does fit the G1 aesthetic as well. But I really feel like they added a lot of the new age RoboCop to it, so that makes it really cool for me. And just a strong, unique stylization to it. I love the thin waist. Now for him, the waist articulation is actually a ball joint up here, so it's not at the actual waist at all. In fact, there really is no real waist to articulate. So he's just a funny one. The way that this is put together, it's one of those ones where you have to own it and play with it to really understand how the articulation works. I'm not super getting into it here, but just so you guys can kind of see the gist of everything and how it plays. And yeah, you can see like with the leg struts and stuff like that, mine completely broke, but I got them to the point where, you know, everything's movable and things like that, not looking all out of whack. But yeah, unfortunately it takes a lot of effort to, or potentially takes a lot of effort to get him up to snuff, because you could get one that's completely fine. I haven't seen it, but you could. But yeah, if you don't, the amount of effort that it takes to get them there, it just kind of stinks. But if you do take that time to get them there, or you get one that's, you know, knock on whatever, thankfully fine, you've got one of the coolest classic scaled bots, period. Alright, and to close this out, just a quick shot of them in actual action poses. Really great set. To me, it's combined mode, then bot mode, then alt mode in terms of shine for these. The bot modes are really great. I think each of these make actual fun despots and things like that. So it's definitely worth having two sets. But unfortunately, between the rarity of people actually listing these, because it seems like fewer and fewer people are letting them go. I mean, it's a going on 6-year-old set, and I think those who wanted to sell it have pretty much sold it by now, which is understandable. I mean, after 6 years, you can only get through so many cycles of people going through it, and then, you know, like Axel having problems, this and that, you know, almost kind of being at a point where if you buy one, it's going to be guaranteed that Axel is going to come broken, and you're going to have to put in some work or find some replacement parts or this or that, you know. But if you can find one, especially in good condition, dude, by all means, whatever mode you display them in is gonna kick ass. But if you decide to get two sets, I would recommend combined mode for one set, then robot modes for the other set, because like I said, these each make awesome despots to play with, or even just individual displays and stuff like that, man. You could take any of these and display them separately amongst like a classics collection, and they would stand out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though. This has been another Kuma Style review. Like, share, subscribe. I got a feeling this one's going to be a little bit longer than the alt mode review, so I don't apologize, but trying to work on that, especially for these retro broken up ones. The goal is between 10 and 15 minutes, but if this stretched a little bit longer, by all means. Let me know what you think again. And I'm repeating myself, but like, share, subscribe, because it really is important. If you do subscribe, click that bell by the subscribe button so you actually get notifications on when videos go up. And please, when the new article and gallery go up for this guy, check it out. Support my website too, because photography is where I feel that I really shine, and that's definitely where I put in my most work. All right, see you guys next review. Stay well, stay safe.